Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm the Unexperienced Gardener Homestead. I'd like to first give a shout out to someone who really inspired me to get out and do this. Lead Farmer 73. Um, I watched his content, just looking through videos, trying to find some gardening videos to look at and to see how to get started. And just listening to Lead, it kind of made it fun to get out and get out here and start growing. And with a lot of things that's going on in the world, it's peaceful to come out here and gardening. So this bed and this area right here was where I first started the garden. So this bed here does not have any landscape fabric because I pretty much just dumped dirt here because I had a lot of the seedlings coming up faster than I thought they would. So I wasn't particularly ready to plant. So I went and got the dirt, soil, and threw it down on the ground and pretty much planted my seedlings in. The dirt was a lot lower than what it was, but it was enough to keep the plants alive. And plus, like I said, there's no landscaping fabric underneath, so they pretty much have rooted into the ground, which is cool. But I have squash in here, mustard greens, that's wheat, avocado seeds, red cayenne pepper, okra. This bed wasn't here because I had also dumped dirt on the ground here, but I did put landscape fabric so it'd be easier if I needed to, move or improve this side, which I did because I did have plants planted here as well, but I moved them over here in order to fix this over here. So I'm doing a square foot garden method. This bed and this bed. That bed I built using the bricks that my mom had in her backyard. And I'm also using grow bags. But moving this over, I'm going to take the plants that are good out of here and fix this again, learning from my mistakes. I have onions, celery in the back, and I have pak choi. Yeah, pak choi, not bok choy. Pak choi, radish, romaine, beets, another pepper growing over here. But like I said, I may take out the weaker ones and start again. I have to add another load of dirt in here, load of soil in here to finish getting this bed ready for planting. I have lemongrass right here. I have raspberry and strawberry in this bed here. Raspberries in the back, strawberry. Collards. I don't know what this is because I thought I only planted collards in this one, but I'm gonna need to cut all this back. And what I think I'm going to do is take the collards out of this one, put them in the square foot, and amend the soil. I have red onions growing in here, and I have grape tomatoes growing in here, which are actually fruiting, which is exciting. That's another bed that I have that's ready, and with the good rain that we got yesterday, it's nice and ready to plant in. Over here on this table, I have rocket salad, cilantro, and it's raining, drizzling. Okay, sweet potatoes in here in the grow bags. I have stevia and savory. I have marigolds that I need to get in a pot really soon. More seedlings that I have in here, waiting for them to sprout. This was another one of the starter beds that I put together. This one, before I went out and got the bricks and the wood to put this up, was also just kind of dirt thrown down with landscape fabric, and then I boxed it in probably after a month. But I have kohlrabi. These 4 squirrels were getting to it. I was waiting on my tool that I just got yesterday, not yesterday, Saturday night. It finally came, so I can make like little fence to protect them, to keep the rabbits and the squirrels out of it. Watermelon, green beans in this bucket, more squash. I gotta take off the bad ones, so I'm gonna do a lot of maintenance today. Tomatoes, those are the Goliath, those 4, and then these 4 over here are the pink ladies. Cantaloupe, and then I have some beans planted in here, some peppers, basil, onions. Red chard also have covered because the squirrels or the rabbits were getting to it, so I covered it. Now this is where I've pretty much improved a little bit. This is newer to what I was doing. I got some containers and 5-gallon buckets. So I had potatoes growing in here. So you got russet potatoes. No, those are red potatoes. Those are russet potatoes. These are purple potatoes. That's the liquid fertilizer that I'm making from the when I cut the leaves and everything off my plants. I put them in there and let that ferment down for like a week or 2, and then I'll dilute it in my water container and water all the leafy greens, not the root vegetables, but just the leafy greens. In here we have peas and black Krim tomatoes. I just planted these out a couple of days ago. These I planted out almost a week and a half. So you have peppermint, a hybrid, gypsy hybrid, lemon balm, purple kale, ghost pepper, nothing's planted in this grow bag, tarragon. I need to clip it. Yellow pear tomatoes in here. I just planted this out a couple of days ago. And green beans, stevia, stevia. Need to clip that back too. Take it in the house. More peppers. I planted some arrow peas and asparagus beans on either side of it. Same with this one. I'm going to take the 2 of the eggplants out of here and both of the jalapeno peppers out of here. Basil, more cayenne cayenne pepper. Nothing else is planted in there. Pretty much getting it ready. Garlic, poblanos, and more jalapeno peppers. Blueberry, both of them. This is also blueberry that doesn't need to be pollinated. And in the back, there's a kiwi. I started seedlings in here a couple of days ago. So, Swiss chard, bok choy, sugar baby watermelon, kale, dinosaur kale, and San Marzano tomato, basil, sugar beans, sugar snap peas. This one I'm getting ready also to plant out, let it sit for a little bit. I had peas planted in that. I'm going to take those last 2 chairs back there, put them right along here, because this gets a good range of sun that comes in from here and it casts all the way towards the back. The front part of this bed gets good amount of sun. The back part gets some sun and shade, so it's kind of half and half. But I'm gonna take this board that's on the ground and set it up just like I have this, so it's, you know, a little higher up, easier to maintain. So anyone that's got bad back, bad knees, or whatever, they can't get down on the ground, that's another option for you. If you got some old chairs that you're not using, you know, you can either put them in the chairs themselves. If you want to utilize more space with the chairs, you get a board to, you know, give you some more room to put a little bit more stuff on there, to, you know, to maximize your space. Do that. My mom's yard is very much root bound with all of these. I don't want to say root bound. There's a lot of roots running because she's got a bunch of pine trees out here, and they're very, very, very tall. Yes, they are. But there's a lot of pine trees back here. So this bed here, this was the 3rd bed after I did that section right there. I started digging because I was actually just gonna like frame this out, dig up the dirt, kind of turn it, and then when I started digging, I ran into a ton of roots, a ton. So I said, the hell with that. Covered it back up. Laid down some landscape fabric, and just pretty much dumped the dirt, the soil, and planted. So I stopped digging in the yard because everywhere I dig, I, you know, come across roots. So it's best to do container and raised garden beds back here. So like I said, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did right here. I'm gonna move this table out and put everything on that back table. So if anyone has any advice, like I said, I'm new to this, so I'm also new to YouTube. So if you want to start growing with me, we can learn and fail together. But in our failure is in our excellence, because as we fail, we learn, and as we learn, we continue to grow. So let's continue to be a community and helping one another. Like again, I think Lead Farmer, Grow Friendly, Grow Network, GG Natural, Eco Neighbor, Hands in the Dirt. There's a lot of people that I watch and learn from, which is great because you can take the wealth of information that is out here and put it to use and learn. Yeah, it's a little scary. Yes, it is expensive to do this, but at the same time, once things start growing and you start, picking your fruit and your vegetables and everything, it's a beautiful thing. It's worth it. And I get excited when I saw my ginger poke through. I was psyched. I was like, what? The ginger is actually growing. So when I saw that ginger poke through, I was happy. And then when I saw the sweet potato, because I had a sweet potato and the slips hadn't grown long on it. And I was like, well, let's see what this would do if I just, planted it. I mean, there was some, slips growing on it, but not like I've seen other people plant it where the slips are massive. The vines coming off of are massive. So I just went on and said, I'm just going to go ahead and let's see. It's not like I bought it. I mean, I did buy it, but I cut it in half, cut the part off that was actually growing a slip. And I let it sit there, and I guess I got a little impatient. So I just put it in the dirt, and about 3 weeks later, when I looked in the bag, I was like, cool. So that was exciting. But yeah, I mean, get out here, and even if you want to be a hobby gardener, just get out here and grow a few things, even if you have a small backyard. This backyard isn't that big, but it's big enough for me to find the areas that are, where we have sun casting, and to get what I need to get in here, and experiment with square foot gardening, see what's what. More food you can grow in a square foot garden, and just do it. I mean, basically that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it. I'm not, I talked about it for a long time, doing it, and I just never did it. Scared, wasn't sure, if I was gonna fail at it or, fall flat on my face. But I just did it, and I'm glad I did it. I really am. It's a beautiful thing. It feels good to come out here and check on it and see what's growing, what I need to fix. And I'd rather learn and fix what I need to fix now, so next year and going into the fall, I will have a little bit more experience. This bag of peat moss is heavy. It doesn't look heavy, but it is. Well, that's all I wanted today, YouTube. I'm gonna go and fix these beds, get this peat moss in the back, and start doing a little work out here. It's 90 degrees. It's hot. Hot. Y'all have a blessed day.